Any Malays out there, you guys gonna be pissed at me.
Hi guys, welcome back to Young Rebellion. My name is Melissa and you know her, she's Diyanah.
Yeah.
So today our topic is on stress. So we're gonna be answering some questions as well as just like talking about what makes us stress and our own personal experiences with it. So oh yeah, we also have like some food in front of here, like
Yeah.
some of our favorite snacks. Like mine is like Calbee and like roller coaster. So we'll be like munching on that as well.
If you don't mind me.
Yeah, she's gonna start Yan first. So like, I think as like poly students, right? Like we tend to get like stressed very easily. You know?
Yeah.
Like especially with like all of our submissions and all the group work and projects.
No, honestly, in my opinion, stress starts at a very young age. PSLE?
You're right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. You know, PSLE was like the first major exam that like many of us actually took. And you know how like our parents always say like, you need to do well. If not, you cannot get to good school and your life is ruined. That's what they always tell us from the start.
That's the start of the stress.
That's the start of the stress. And like, now that I'm older and I went through PSLE and honestly I did not do as well as I hoped I did, but it was still okay. Right, you know. I just like realized that PSLE wasn't really a big deal. Like it was big, but it wasn't like end of the world kind of big. Or your life is ruined kind of big.
Because okay, whatever school you enter, right? If you do well, at the end of the day you get the cert. Yeah, because everyone is gonna sit for the same exact A-level paper. It's just that when you grow old, then it's like where are you from? What kind of school? Then that's where your reputation is just, oh, I'm from this school.
It's more of like losing face than anything. But I feel like the stress that you feel, like for it, it's just not worth it. So should we start on the first question? So, what makes you most stressed? So, what makes you start first if you want?
Mine is when society decides to set something on you. It's like, oh, this kind of occupation is better for you. You should go for this. That's why I was an engineering student before this. Okay, so I was an engineering student before I entered media comms because like I was kind of clueless of what I want to do, and everyone was like, oh, you should go engineering because you get better pay, you get better future. So that kind of like, okay, I should go for it. And it kind of stresses me out because like everyone is like, when I told everyone that I'm changing course, immediately everyone just went, why? Engineering is good. So I was like kind of stressed out because everyone have this mindset like I don't know, like how should I phrase it?
Society's expectations.
Yeah.
Like basically like what we said earlier about PSLE. How other people, especially like parents and
the thing is my parents are super supportive. Like when I say I want to change course, they were like, yeah, fine, whatever, good for you. But then you have aunties and uncles who are super judgmental. Yeah, so when I told them, they were like, why? And immediately like I immediately just like, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna tell them anything anymore.
Like for me, when I was younger, my main concern was always that like what other people would think, especially like older adults, especially like my mom's friends or my friends' parents. I say, oh, you can look like, you know, like, oh, I thought you can do better than this, or like, oh, I thought she will go to this school and that school, you know, from like primary school to secondary school. And I was always pressured because I felt like my mom would be embarrassed. Yeah, there's no value to whatever they say. Who are they to judge me? It shouldn't, and like I feel like parents shouldn't like try to live through their kids. Sometimes you can't really blame parents as well, you know. Sometimes you have to blame society standards.
And sometimes we have to blame ourselves at times.
That's true.
Because the human mind will always decide to manipulate you. It's like, it's a minor thing, but your mind will just overthink like no, you're not good. But it's fine.
But like for me right now, like as of now, my biggest stress, okay, this seems very cliche and very close-minded, but I still think it's about grades as of now, because I'm realizing that like you can like right now I'm really getting older, and after graduating poly I can literally go to work. So second chances are like really hard to get, you know, especially from primary school you get a second chance in secondary school, you know. Secondary school you get another chance in like either JC or poly. But right now it's either work or uni. Like I'm already reaching my adulthood, and I haven't planned what I wanted to do or like how I'm going to.
Same. I don't know whether I want to
Exactly.
continue to go get my degree because I feel like now it's all about experience than the paperwork itself. Because now most employers look at your experience, so like your intern and like your basically what you put on your resume rather than the degree certificate itself.
Exactly.
So okay, that is what I'm stressed out over. I don't know whether I should continue and waste my money on continue studying or get a job. Okay, let's go next to the
Next question.
When do you feel most stressed? Honestly, when I'm alone. Because I overthink. I'll be overthinking when I'm alone.
I have to say that too.
Like, I love my alone time, but sometimes it just happens.
Right.
Right.
Because you're with yourself and your own thoughts. So the way you can entertain is to think about, like, using your imagination to think of stuff lah. But at the end you always think of like reality and like how reality can like really screw you over.
Oh, but most of the time it's on the bus. You know what I mean? With my music, and it's just like, I'm just like looking at everything, and then like it just happens.
How does stress affect you? I guess like what do you do like when you're stressed?
Right? No, what I guess how did it affected you? I guess the way I see things now, like whenever I go for like relative gatherings, right? I'm always like, when I see my aunties and my uncles, I'm just like, oh, they're gonna judge me. Oh, they're gonna judge me. I better not step over the line.
Always cautious lah.
Yeah.
For me, okay, like I think that I'm quite level-headed sometimes, you know, like I hold my emotions quite well. But when I tend to get really, really stressed, I just become a very negative person, and I tend to like lash out at some people who are trying to help. And I feel bad about it because I'm trying to help, but I just can't help but feel like so frustrated and angry all the time. Do you usually keep your stress to yourself or do you talk to someone?
Myself. To myself.
She very loud and clear to herself. Okay, for me, right, I remember I know that last time I used to keep it to myself, and when somebody asks me, "Are you okay?" I would always like very aggressively say, "Yeah, I am," although I'm not. You know, and this will cause them to like keep prying on, and it will just cause me to be even more angry. But nowadays I realize that it's better for me to talk. Like when I talk, I feel better. But I just cannot talk about it to anyone. It must be like someone who understands me or like who just listen. You know, not really talk more than anything else.
There's always people who like, oh, I'll be a listening ear or like
but
a shoulder for you.
More.
Yeah, you're trying to like solve my problem than listening to my problem. Like, I want someone to listen to my problem. I don't want you to help solve my problem. Well, mine is I keep it to myself, and I'm not proud to say this, but I'm very good at pretending like nothing is happening in my life. Yeah. So I don't lash out on anyone, but I actually write it in a notebook. I have a diary.
Do you think a little bit of stress can be healthy?
In my opinion, yes.
How so?
If you have a little bit of stress will actually drive you to be better somehow. Imagine if you don't have stress during PSLE. Will you actually study?
No, I'll be in the playground playing.
Exactly.
You're right. Motivation, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit of stress is like a form of motivation in order for you to like pursue like what you're supposed to.
Like, to stress it on yourself, like in a way like, okay, I need to do better, but don't stress it like I need to do better to make someone happy. Stress on yourself like, okay, I want to get good grades for myself.
Okay, I get
for
it.
my future, not for
Don't
anyone
do it for
else.
anyone else but yourself. We have to, like, I really agree with you on that. But is there anything else, like, apart from work? I'm not sure because I've never really given much thought into it. I've always associated like stress with like something negative.
Okay, if you think if you see someone who is really pretty and it kind of stresses you out, like, oh my gosh, she's pretty, I don't feel good. Maybe you can, after you see like, oh, she's pretty, maybe you can like, okay, maybe I should improve on my makeup skills, or like make my or improve my confidence. I should start loving myself.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, so a little bit of stress won't kill you, because it's part of that is part of life. You need some stress to drive, to motivate you somehow.
How do you deal with stress?
Like I say, I write in my notebook. And sometimes I punch my pillow.
Yeah, like what I said earlier, I think I'll just keep it to myself, or I just talk to someone about it.
Punching a pillow works.
Does it?
It does. Okay, the last question.
Some activities to help you de-stress.
I like to sing.
Sing? Okay,
I'm one of that person who will go to YouTube and find karaoke videos and sing.
Fun. That's actually fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And I do it in my room to a point that my parents will just knock on my door like, can you shut up? Because it's like at 12 in the morning.
12 in the morning. Okay, for me, okay, I watch baby videos. I'm actually having baby fever, right? So I watch baby videos, or I actually listen to slower songs, like slow songs, melancholic, nostalgic songs. So I listen to all those, and also I watch shows, like I'm watching Umbrella Academy now, and like an anime called Free. I genuinely watch it. It's like really good. So I either watch Netflix or listen to music.
Either. I'm sorry, let me eat. Any Malays out there, you guys gonna be pissed at me, because our grandmas always say, don't eat and talk. I don't care.
But Yan is more important. I just feel like everyone goes through stress. It's a very normal thing, but how extreme it is really depends on the person, like you yourself, and like what you are going through, as well as like the people around you. So there's really not the best thing we can do to help is actually just to either listen, keep distance, or like be there for them if they want you to be. But just like, you know, if you really cannot take it, I guess you should like really get help from like someone who is a professional in all this.
Yeah, like what Mel just mentioned, like it's normal to go through stress. It's part of life. Like, okay, what I always tell people, right? Whenever you're feeling sad, just think about it. If life is just full of positivity, it's gonna be boring and you won't learn anything. Like, you need to have some sort of negativity in your life for you to learn something. Like, it can be, I failed on this test, and then I'm like, okay, I will improve myself. Imagine if everyone is like, oh, I pass. It's gonna be boring. Life is just gonna be You gotta have some up and downs for you to enjoy life.
It's like
somehow.
soup where the only ingredient is water.
Exactly.
Right.
You need some spices in your life.
Spices, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I guess that concludes our video today, and I hope this helped. You know, if there's anything, you can leave some comments, you know, in the comment section below.
Comment down like your experiences that, like, I'm sorry, I'm really enjoying the food. Comment down like the things that you've gone through or like you're going through, and who knows, other people who's watching this, they will give you some word of encouragement and motivation, and we will too.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.